speaking experience, and it was a total nightmare. Good afternoon, contest chair, honorable judges, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. This was the first time I discovered that I can be nimble among the giants. And it all started when I was 9 years old. There was a prestigious play in my school every year, and all the parents would come for this play in my primary school. So I decided to sign up for the play as a leading role as a storyteller because I want to see the pride and joy on my parents' face when I perform on stage. So I finally got the role. So to prepare for the role, my mother, who is a Chinese educated lady, would teach me how to pronounce the 5-letter word behind, G-I-A-N-T, as G-ant. And to prepare for the audition, we will go to the National Library, the old one with the red bricks steps. As we march along the steps, we chant, G-ant, G-ant. Like happy ants, we march out with storybooks. And those were the happier times about the G-ant. Finally, the big day came. When I stepped up on stage, just like today, there was a sea of parents, teachers. Everyone was ready. And there at the front row, my mom was seated, and she was all ready with a camera to record my performance. And I began my story. The big, friendly G-ant. And soon, a few puzzled faces looked at me and they laughed, G-ant! G-ant! I composed myself and I continued. Once upon a time, there was a big, friendly G-ant. Suddenly, the laughter was rolling across the room and everyone was laughing at me. Then I saw my mom quietly keeping her camera back into her bag, and my teacher was trying to hide her laughter. Tears started to prick my eyes, my brain started to freeze, and my face was all red. I couldn't continue any longer. I felt so humiliated and I ran off the stage. And that was my first public speaking experience. I felt humiliated as more as an ant. 15 years later, when I was 24, that incident still haunted me. During my first work, my boss was asking me, "Hey Shan, why are you mumbling under your breath like a mouse? You should join the Toastmasters." And that struck a chord in me. And I realized that I might have a speech impediment. I couldn't communicate well with my ex-colleagues. I couldn't communicate well with my family. And I couldn't communicate well with my ex-boyfriend. And once I was very low in confidence, I invested a lot of time and money in an online e-commerce business. And it turned out to be a fraud. I felt humiliated once again, as small and tiny as an ant. But that was the turning point in my life, the darkest hour, where at the crossroad, I met a humble businessman, someone with a fire in his belly, and he shared this story with me when he was having a conversation over coffee. He said, "Hey Shan, look at this small ant. As nimble as it appears to be, as small as it appears to be, it can carry the weight 100 times its body weight. Because the ant is wearing the hat of a giant. If you think of it that way, you can reframe your problems into a solution." So he was the man that I deeply admire. He was the one who made the sound outside where there was no sound in our personal computer. Back in the 80s, his name is Mr. Sim Ho-Hu, the inventor of Sound Blaster. And he shared with me this story to inspire me and to encourage me. And that he created from nothingness. As a poly student, he saved a lot and he made from nothingness to greatness. And he jokingly told me, "Hey Shan, look, yesterday you were an ant, but tomorrow you are a giant. What are you today?" And I said, "I am the transformer." But that really strikes a chord in me when he sent me the message that he put Singapore as small as an ant on the international map. And 1989 was the landmark year where there was phenomenal success when Michael Jackson came to the Singapore booth and he did Singapore proud because he created a signature sound for Singapore by innovation. So that was the inspiring tale where I learned about we can be nimble among giants if we reframe our limited self-belief. So my friends, how would you see the word of the day will determine how we as Division S will come together and face the giants at the world stage. So my friends, today I challenge you, how would you see the ant? Is it like the G.I. Joe carrying the burden of the world to create a sound card, just like creative technology has? A sound card as a speaker to inspire people, to empower people around the world who used to have low confidence, low morale, but yet speaking was the platform who can transform life. And it is a reality because in Singapore we have awesome speakers, just like all of you seated here again. So my friends, I urge you to consider how you will see giants instead of giants. Back to you, Shan.